Hey guys, Sherjan here, your personal mentor. So let's say you're an investment banker or a management consultant or even an accountant. Your life, especially from a work perspective, is super busy. You're generally pulling 16 hours to 24 hours, sometimes even all-nighters on a regular basis. And in a lifestyle like that, in a professional environment like that, in a career like that, it's very hard to balance a personal life. So in this video, I want to talk about how can you, especially if you're working in a super competitive, fast-paced industry like banking, consulting, and accounting, how can you balance that personal life as well on the side, and how I did it when I was an investment banker. So here we go. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is you always have time, right? Every time I see someone who says, hey Sherjan, I have no time because I'm pulling all-nighters, or I have so many projects, or I have to travel for this deal or that client meeting, I call it bullshit, right? If I could do my workshops around the world and fly to Hong Kong from San Francisco on a weekend, or fly to New York from Hong Kong, or fly to Singapore or London or whatever, and doing it while I was an investment banking analyst at one of the toughest and most busiest competitive groups in the world of Morgan Stanley, Tech, and Menlo, then I think you also have the time. The truth is you have to make time for these things. You're not going to find time just actually but looking at your calendar. If you look at your calendar, especially when you're in a junior role in these industries, it will always look full. Because if there are things on your calendar, right, you'll obviously be heading to those. If there are no things on your calendars, or you're on your calendar, you're going to expect to get something on your calendar pretty quickly through an email on a Friday night, or get staffed on a project. So the truth is, you'll never be able to just identify time, right? Oh my God, I have a free hour. And when you do get those free hours, you're generally going to be like, oh my God, I hope I don't get an email. And you're just going to go home and hopefully lean towards getting some rest or getting some sleep. So what I want to talk about is the first thing is you have to make time, right? And what making time means is not only identifying pockets of time that you can find to allocate towards some of these things, some of the personal things, but you also have to make them routine. You need to do them on a weekly basis and allocate and structure that time so that those are fixed slots for doing this. The first slot, and the most important part, is physical fitness. You need a healthy body to do your job well. And if you're not healthy, you're going to actually suffer massive consequences in the future. It's going to affect your work, it's going to affect your personal life. So physical fitness is super important. Physical fitness obviously takes two things. One, you got to work out, right? Number two, you got to eat healthy. So let me handle the eat healthy part first. As an investment banking analyst or a consultant, as a junior person, you get a lot of access to free food, right? Meaning the firm will pay for some of the meals, or you'll go and eat out and you'll pick something unhealthy. So my recommendation in that situation is do not do that. Don't pick something unhealthy. Always lean towards healthy eating. If you do that, you've already done 80% of the heavy lifting of having a physically healthy body, right? I remember when I was an investment banking analyst, I got a lot of stress in the early days, and I started eating Haagen-Dazs green tea almost on a daily basis. You know, one of those like tubs of green tea ice cream, or Haagen-Dazs tub of ice cream? I would finish one every night. And initially I was like, oh, this is great. It doesn't affect me at all. I still have my generally, healthy physique, but within 2 weeks I had gained almost 18 to 20 pounds. And these dress shirts that fit me somewhat nicely now would not fit me. And I would wear a sweater on top of it and only unbutton, these last few buttons, and nobody would find out. But ultimately I was very unhealthy from a physical perspective. So eat healthy, right? Start with that and choose healthier choices. And definitely the second piece, workout. Now, you might be like, hey Sherjan, I have such a busy schedule. I don't have any time to work out. How am I gonna work out? Well, the only time you'll get is before work starts. There's no way you're gonna find time somehow magically at 5 p.m. or 8 p.m. to work out. The first thing is you're not gonna find time because there's always gonna be more work to do. And for you to kind of make that choice at that moment at 5 p.m. saying, hey manager, or hey associate, can I just step out for like a 30-minute run? It's gonna look like you're not a team player. So it puts you in a pretty bad situation if you try to jump out of the office or get out of the office for a quick run. It just doesn't look good, unfortunately. Now, the second piece is also around that time, let's say 6 p.m., 7 p.m., you're getting pretty tired from the day, right? You're not gonna have the energy to have an effective workout. So trying to fit a workout in during the day, later part of the day, is just close to impossible. So I would highly recommend against that strategy. What you need to do is you need to move your workout earlier, before work starts. So I'll give you two examples. When I was in investment banking at Morgan Stanley, I would go to the gym at 6 in the morning, right? I would go to the gym at 6 in the morning, be done by 7, a quick 1-hour workout, and then I would head to work. And I would head to work pretty early. I would not head to work at 10 or 11 a.m. as a lot of the other associates and VPs would. I would head to work at 7:45, 8 a.m., right? Now, having said that, you don't need to do that either. You can go to the gym at 8 in the morning. But the goal is you got to go to the gym early, right? Before work starts. When you get that out of the way, I guarantee you, obviously you'll have a healthier body, healthier physique, but you also have a healthier mindset, more energized to start the day and go crush it. So that's the first thing. Have a healthy physical body, healthy physical aspects, attributes to yourself by eating healthy and getting some physical activity done early on. Next up is relationships, right? So let's say you have a relationship with someone, your significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, who you love, and you want to maintain that relationship as you pursue your professional career. It again becomes super, super hard when you have such a busy lifestyle that you don't have time for your significant other, because you're like, hey, I gotta have dinner at my desk, I gotta have lunch at my desk, obviously, I can't have dinner with you, and maybe I'll see you this weekend. That's the wrong strategy. The way to do it right is this. Pick a day, right? One of the days of the week, or maybe 2 days of the week. Like, let's just say you pick a Tuesday and say a Friday night, right? Let's pick those 2 days. And what I want you to do is, no matter what happens, every Tuesday and Friday night at 6 p.m., you get dinner with your significant other, right? Now make it efficient, a 45-minute dinner or even a 60-minute dinner, nothing more than that. But always put it on calendar that this is a commitment that I'll make on a regular basis. Now, sometimes, you may get into some situation where you can't make it. You're traveling and you have to be in a conference room for a meeting or any of those things that you can't control. But try your best to never put anything on that slot. That slot is for you and your significant other. And it's only twice a week. You're basically committing 2 hours of your entire week, right? Your entire week, in which you have obviously like around 150 plus hours, your 2 hours is committed for making sure you have uninterrupted time with your significant other. So that's how I did it. Every Tuesday and every Friday night, I would have dinner with my girlfriend and have a great time and then come back to work. But point is, you're giving time up for them, which helps you maintain and balance that personal life while having a super busy professional life. Next up is Friday nights. Friday nights are super, super important for you to balance and get out of the professional life and just have one night just for yourself, right? What this means is have a conversation with your associate or your VP or whoever's your manager and be like, hey, look, Friday nights, I just want to get out of the office no matter what happens at 6 p.m. Doesn't matter how busy we are, what happens at 6 p.m., I'm out of the office. And if you guarantee him that, hey, look, give me Friday night, let me come back and finish the work on Saturday or Sunday. I guarantee you that I'll do that, but just let me have my Friday night. What that does is it helps you align your schedule with the rest of the world. Most of the world is having happy hours on a Friday night at 6 p.m. They're going to nice dinners, they're going out partying, whatever it is. They're going to movies, they're spending time with their friends. Friday nights are for that, right? Most of the time, people who are in these industries also work Friday nights because they're like, hey, I have so much work. The truth is, you will always have a lot of work, right? You just have to find time and allocate these pockets, obviously with permission from your bosses. But then you have to give them the fact that, hey, I'll be back in the office tomorrow early. I'll be back at 10 a.m. But let me have this time so that I can align myself with the rest of the world. So get Friday nights on calendar. I would never allow any of my analysts or associates to work after 5 p.m. Friday. In fact, I would actually take them drinking on a Friday night at 5 p.m. and get them drunk before they would leave the office so that they could go enjoy, and it was a shut-off period so that nobody has to work on a Friday night. That's a rule. Hopefully you can get your bosses to implement it. And if you are the boss, if you are the manager, implement it for your juniors. It's gonna make them love you more. It's gonna make them work harder for you even on the weekends and other nights. So implement free Friday nights. Next up is bulk calls. So what does bulk calls mean? Every weekend on a Saturday morning, I would allocate 30 to 40 minutes, maybe even an hour sometimes, to call all of the friends that matter to me, right? So this includes friends, this includes family, this includes my sister, this includes my best friend who lives around, on the other side of the world, whoever. Basically in that hour, I would pick up the phone and start dialing all of these people one after another, and I would do quick catch-ups. Sometimes these catch-ups would be 15 minutes long, sometimes these catch-ups would be 5 minutes long. But the best part is you're not spending more than an hour of your weekend once a week to speak with all your friends and just maintain that channel, maintain that relationship. And it's beautiful on the other side. All your friends are like, oh my God, Sherjan's so busy, always busy with his work because he's an investment banker or whatever, but he still has time for me and calls me regularly. Again, that's the big part, it's routine. Regularly, every week on a Saturday. So allocate 1 hour on your calendar every week, generally speaking on a weekend, where you can pick up the phone and without making an appointment or putting it on calendar for them, just on your own calendar and start dialing your friends and your family. keeping them in the loop, just touching base with them. This is again another way for you to balance that personal life with a super busy professional life. And finally, mental health. Mental health is something that we don't put a lot of effort around. These industries, these jobs can get super stressful. They can actually hurt you. A lot of people in these industries have hurt themselves physically and mentally by overworking themselves, overstressing about things, and things ultimately that don't really matter. So in my opinion, one of the things that you must focus on is mental health. And the best way to do it is allocating a couple of hours every week, maybe even 3 hours every week just for yourself, right? So pick a Saturday morning, let's just say, go for a walk, go work out and do a longer workout, or go and eat a meal just by yourself. Go read a book in a library, or just go sit in your apartment for 3 hours, listen to good music, do some writing, do some creative work, whatever it is. But this is your time, right? Don't fill this time with other people. Don't fill this time with other activities that are related to other people. This is just your time to have peaceful thinking, peaceful mindset, a healthier mindset, a more calmer mindset. And there's a lot of apps these days that are available for meditation, maybe even an app for yoga, or whatever you want to do. Whatever allows you to be by yourself, to pause all the noise in the world around you and just focus on a healthier mind, a more peaceful mind. So that's the last thing you should do, and this will help you actually balance that personal life with that professional life. All right, team, so that's the video for today. Make sure you go through your calendar and allocate these times and make it a routine. You're not gonna find these times just naturally. You'll have to allocate and block off these hours in your week. And it's not a big chunk of your week. If you have, let's just say, 100 hours in your week, you're basically allocating 10% of that for yourself, right? To maintain your personal relationships, to have a healthier body, a healthier mind, and also building those relationships and having those calls with your friends. So if you recap, think about it this way. Every morning, you're allocating 1 hour of your day to work out and have a healthier physical body, right? So that's 1 hour a day. Then every Tuesday and Friday, you're spending 1 hour each one of those days with your significant other, which is great. It helps you build that relationship and continue that relationship that you've built. Then every weekend, you're basically allocating 1 or 2 hours to call some of your friends, your best friends, your significant others, your family, people that have been supportive of you, and you're only allocating 1 hour of your weekend towards that. Then on Friday nights, you have the entire night to spend with the world, right? Whatever the world is doing that night, you don't miss a beat. You go dance with them, you go party with them, you drink with them, you hang out with them. Again, a small sacrifice on the professional side, but to keep yourself committed on the personal relationships as well. And finally, on the weekend, you allocate 2 to 3 hours just for yourself, right? So if you add all of this up, this is less than 10, 15 hours of the week that you're basically giving yourself that time to make sure you're personally healthy, you're personally happy. And I guarantee you, if you're personally happy, it's gonna help you on the professional side as well. Good luck.